Morning guys, welcome to Not My Shop. I'm here with my Honda Insight, an electric powered car, and today we're going to figure out how to make electric cars a little bit faster. Now I know it's not a full electric car, it is a hybrid. I couldn't afford something fully electric like that Ford Lightning that Hoovie got, which I have driven. It's extremely good. Not that I'm jealous or anything. Anyway, this does have electricity providing some of the propulsion, and that means we can fool the electrons. And the way you do that is with what's called a current hack. So let's hack the current. So what we have here is the MCM and the BCM, and I've already gone ahead and labeled them so that if anyone else gets into this car, they know what's going on. And what this involves is actually fooling these into thinking that the motor is supplying less current than it actually is, which affects the feedback loop and causes the computer to give you more current than it normally would. As I understand it. It's been a minute since I read up on the theory, but it is quite cool. There's a lot going on in here, and then the BCM, there's a bit going on in here too. The electronics in the Insight, as near as people can tell, are extraordinarily overbuilt. Pretty much everything has roughly 100% margins of safety, which pretty great, honestly. I don't know if you noticed, this one we took off the bottom. So we're just going to do some soldering here with, well, we're working with what we got really. What this hack consists of is this absolutely beautiful little printed circuit board, which has some tiny little dip switches on it and some vias. And you can see on here, gosh, just look at like the silk screening and everything. Absolutely fantastic. BCMreplacer.com. You can actually change this between off, 20% or 40% current hack, which gives you 20 or 40% more hybrid assist. I think these stock provide something like 10 foot-pounds of torque across the whole rev range. So 40% more than that, that's a pretty decent boost for not a lot of money. And then there's a resistor that needs to go in there as well, and a new fuse. That is a honker of a fuse. Goodness gracious. For those of you wondering, that's what the stock fuse looks like, and that's where it goes, on the side of the battery. So you do have to have the battery pulled out to do this, which I already do. And now that I'm looking at it, I don't fully understand how that new fuse is going to go in there, but now that I think about it, I think we do have to trim the plastic a little bit. So we'll burn that, yeah, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. It doesn't have to be pretty, no one's going to see that. Oh my gosh, I have the least steady hands of anyone I know, but hey, you know what? I got some metal stuck together at any rate. So these two resistors are in parallel, so just putting another one in parallel with them does the trick. And these have something to do with the current sensing because V equals IR, and this messes with R in that equation, I suppose. So that's really all that we need to do here in the BCM. That lid goes on, that BCM is done. Now there are dip switches on the PCB, but there are two different resistors that you solder in here for 40% or 20%. So we put 40% in here, so we're just gonna slap this back together and move on to the MCM, which is super neat. I love how it works, and the person who designed this current hack deserves an award, and I swear I'll remember his name by the end of this video. So the MCM is just the coolest thing ever because it just drops right on there, and you just have these nice vias to solder to. It's located by that, I was gonna say screw, but that's actually more like a soldered in post that holds the main connector there, and that's it. That's all you do. So let's see if this chonky soldering iron with a destroyed tip is able to handle these. Actually, let's see if I'm able to handle these, because my soldering skills are subpar at best, and my hands are not as steady as they used to be. Well, that is truly awful, but I think it'll work just fine. They're good. And then with the dip switches here, the bottom 4, which is the 40% are switched on. So that should enable the 40% hack. And then we can pop the lid right back on it. And this one's good to go. Oop, I missed. Boy, was I off base about the fuse. It's not this one. It's under this cover here. You just pinch on the sides and it comes out. And then you'll notice that there's no bolts in it because I already took the bolts out. You've all been fooled. So what's got to happen here, there we go. First of all, size comparison. Those are some chunky boys. We're replacing a 100 amp with 150 amp. And scissors? Yeah. These two plastic tabs need cut somehow. I don't think scissors is going to do it with how thick those are, but maybe some side cutters since we're doing it sloppy mode today. Oh yeah, get in there. Oh wow, it self-disassembles after a couple minutes.
Probably this one too, right?
No, because it's just a tab that goes over there, but you'll need this one right here.
Oh, top, yep.
Yeah. So the move is, there's a rubber plug in here, you pull that out, and then you can unbolt this bar from the end of the battery stick, and then we just kind of ripped and tore this entire piece of plastic out, and now our new fuse fits beautifully. Yeah, that kind of requires some persuasion to get aligned right, doesn't it? Boy, she is a hefty lass in there, ain't she? Okay, that is good to go. Hopefully the cover still fits. It's just nicer if it does. You've all seen me put this battery pack in and out of this car. Getting pretty pro at it. Not sure I really want to be, but let's start this up. Let's see if there's any errors. Yeah, I'd love to if I knew where I put my keys at. Oh, there fell down to like the depths of my pocket. Okay, so the battery module is going to have to figure its life back out since it's lost 12 volt power for obvious reasons, so we got to sit here while it relearns the state of charge. Okay, so here we go. 40% current hack, whipping in sight. I'm just kind of gonna get into second gear and then do a pull as we get out of the city limits. Oh wow. It's like a real car now! I believe this also lets it charge more than it used to, so when you hit IMA brake, it'll be a lot more effective. And it actually accelerates in fifth now. Look at that, the number's going up. Sweet!
It was all a trick. I've lied to you all. We did not put that current hack in my car. We put it in Jay's car. Unfortunately, it didn't work because his battery is real dead. But we did try the modules in my car to make sure that I did solder the modules up right. So now we got to do the same to my car. But first, I'm going to go get a baseline performance test by doing a 2,000 to 6,000 RPM pull in second gear. And then we'll see how it is afterwards. Just like that, current hack is installed here, and the car is currently sitting here at idle doing a battery recalibration. So now, since I've disconnected the modules from power, they've got to relearn what the status of the battery is. I'm not entirely sure how they do that, but let's go do another second gear pull, and I'll probably side by side them so you can more effectively see 2,000 RPM to red line. I didn't realize second gear went so high on this car. But same stretch of road, same day, 30 minutes apart. It's pretty much the same weather conditions out here, which are beautiful, by the way. It's like 76. My gosh, can we have some more of this, Kansas, please? Fun fact, full on here is actually 80% state of charge, and empty is, I think, 20. I'm guessing that's to maintain the battery. I don't know. Let's go do the thing.
So you're probably watching that and thinking, hey, there's not actually a whole lot of a difference there between before and after. Did that actually add any performance? And the short answer is no. The long answer is yes, but not to my car. So like I kind of alluded to, this is supposed to be done on a car with a healthy IMA pack, and my car is not that. My IMA pack came out of a parts car that was sitting for 4+ years with the dead battery, and who knows how old it was when it was parked. So it's decidedly far from healthy. And what happens when I get on it and try and get lots of assist out of it is the battery has voltage sag. And what happens is the voltage sags to below 120 volts, and then the car starts pulling assist back out of it. So the net result is I'm not getting any more than I would otherwise, because I'm limited by the health of my battery pack, not by how much current the car is deciding to allow me. So the solution is a new battery, which is expensive. And I might have explained all this completely wrong. Again, Insight Central, amazing resource, but I have about 6 different platforms that I modify and work on a regular basis, and I don't have time to be an expert in all of them. So if you really want to hear this from the horse's mouth, Insight Central is the place to go. But even though the numbers don't show it, the car does seem quite a bit peppier to drive now. I just have to be really careful not to beat on it too hard, or I can actually damage what's left of my poor battery pack with this abuse. So I've got to keep that in mind, but I am excited to see what this will be like with a new pack, but it'll be a while before I'm able to get around to that particular expense. Lithium swaps are becoming a thing now, and I'm really interested in one of those, but it's about $2,300 all in, and that is real money. And I've got about this much. But the mod is cool, and there's how to do it. If you're interested, go for it, especially if you got a new pack. Thanks for watching.